So, Joan, what have we got here?
This is the Mini Marcos. This was designed in 1965, believe it or not.
Yeah.
And in fact, it ran at Le Mans in '66, and it was the only British car to finish. This is an example of the ones that we now still make, most of which are shipped to Japan.
I wonder why the Japanese like them.
They're mini mad over there. Austin Rover sell 6,000–7,000 minis a year to Japan, almost more than half their total production.
You know. Who designed it? Did you design it?
Yes, I actually did this, yes.
Yeah. So the Marcos story goes back a long way, doesn't it, really?
It goes back to, basically, the Marcos story started in 1959.
Yeah.
This car here is a Marcos Mantis. There are only 31 of these made, all right? And they were actually made in 1969 and 1970, and it was a 2+2.
It's an incredible design for 1969. It must have...
Yeah, it was amazing. When Colin Chapman saw this on the stand at Earl's Court in 1969, he was amazed because his Lotus Eclat, which came out a couple of years later, it was the same idea. It's a wedge shape, will give you high speed, etc. This car is a car that was built specially for Jackie Stewart in 1959–1960. It was built in Dolgelly in North Wales. It was taken down to Luton and finished off, and then I actually drove it to Glasgow on the road to deliver it to Jackie Stewart's sponsor at the time, a man called Barry Filer, who was a director of Courtaulds.
And where is it raced?
This car was raced by him in various races in '60–61. And I acquired it. I found it in London in 1964 under a tarpaulin, restored it in 1977, and have been racing it ever since. It has raced all over the continent and this country, and it has won 3 historic championships outright.
So what's the sort of speed on this one?
Well, this one, it does about 130 down the straight. It's only got a 1300 Ford engine in, and you can imagine it's very great fun to drive, but it's very, very light, of course. It only weighs 450 kilos. Wow. Now this engine is a pushrod Ford engine, fitted with steel crank, steel rods, Cosworth camshaft, twin Weber carburetors, and gives 124 horsepower at the flywheel, which is quite good for a 1300cc engine of a 1962 vintage. It's fitted with twin brake mast cylinders with a balance bar, which of course is a modern addition, and of course it has modern tyres on of a newer tread pattern from that was originally used. It has a wooden chassis and a wooden body here, as you can see the grain in the wood. The doors are actually fiberglass here, but all this is wood. The main chassis is wood all round here, right down around the back here.
Hope it doesn't get woodworm. Anyway.